Hello everyone, it's Niven, and today I'm doing a review of a new horror game called Dollhouse. This is short, atmospheric, first-person survival horror game developed by Bored Leviathan. And I have to say, this game impressed me and it perfected the atmospheric horror genre. Little to say about the developer himself. This is a solo developer. He worked on many games which have been popular numerous times at the time when it was published. One of the most popular games were Nightmare Shift, Mannequin House, but personally one of my favorites are Down Beneath, which I have played on the channel, and Cleaning Service. To talk about the Dollhouse, you have to understand that this is a game which does not rely on any lore besides the story which it created. Now, let's start off with the positives of the game. First of all, as I mentioned before, this is the perfection of atmospheric horror. The atmosphere in this game is very tense, it's very ominous, it's very creepy, and it's super scary. I jumped twice so hard that I had to just close the game and reopen the game just to continue playing it without any distractions. This was an amazing game and its atmosphere is just 100% great. The environment is fantastic. The design, and most of all, I enjoyed the little details with the sink, with the outside place, with the car, with the house where the character starts from. Everything in this game was perfect. As for the story, I mentioned before, it doesn't rely on any lore besides the one that it creates, meaning that the story is just very simple and it's just you're invited by your friend to explore an abandoned house, which is creepy, and you go in the middle of the forest at night. So that's basically it. Some people might say that the game looks very simple and it's not scary. For some people, you might enjoy this game with lights off, with huge headphones. That's fine. But for some, this game might be a drag, which I understand because basically you walk around the house and you're spooked by multiple sound effects, sometimes visually by a jump scare, and that's basically it. But the essence of horror is not all about doing tasks. Rather, it's about creating the atmosphere, which once again this game does great. The interaction with the environment is very simple. The controls are just right there and you don't need to focus a lot on what button to press, how to walk, or how to do simple things in the game, which is very handy. Personally, for me as a developer, I try to create more immersive environment, but this game does basically the same, but also it makes the player be aware that they are playing the game, which is a great balance for a horror game because you don't want your player to be overwhelmed and you don't want your player to lose focus, and just you want the player to be fully immersed in the gameplay. From the gameplay, you can see that it is very well polished. The textures are amazing. The game also has bloom, which I personally don't like, but in games like this, bloom actually improves the sense of where you are and what type of environment you encounter, what type of enemy you encounter. I think bloom helps a lot, although it's not my favorite. As I said, the polish is right there, the textures are just amazing, and I'm not sure if the environment, meaning the assets, are free or if the assets are made by the developer, but seems like they are great. As for the negatives, this game has no negatives. I'm saying this right now. Personally, I haven't encountered any bugs and I haven't encountered any problems with bad grammar, which the developer mentions on the game's page. This was excellent. I see no issue or issues with the game. Although, I might mention one thing which I said in my review, that for some players this might be a slow burn. Sometimes, especially now, we are used to games like Backrooms and games like Five Nights at Freddy's and games like, for example, the retro PSX style game, and those players are so used to fast action, they're so used to monsters chasing them, ghosts chasing them, serial killers chasing them, that sometimes we forget that horror might not be everything about chasing, everything about action, but it also is about just environment, just a person who's stuck with himself, just a person who is aware that they are playing a game, but at the same time they know that the character in the game is actually or might be a real character in real life, which can walk around the house and get scared, because we do get scared when we're alone. I guess that's the best part of the game, that you are with the character and you are self-aware that this is a game, but at the same time you still feel like this is very creepy and the atmosphere kind of gets you. In conclusion, I want to say that Bored Leviathan is one of my favorite developers. I've been following him for a long time, and to be honest, his last game, which I think was brilliant too, Down Beneath, it was published a very long time ago. I think it was an year ago, and they have worked hard on this game. The Dollhouse, they have worked hard and the effort shows. I want you guys to support this developer. The game is free, as I said, as of right now. The links are in the description. Support the developer, check out their game page, check out the game itself, and play it. You will definitely enjoy this one. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short review of this game. I wanted to make a gameplay, but this is one of those games which I prefer to play alone without talking nonsense, and I think that's speaks a lot to the quality of the game, because I didn't just want to record this game and talk over the gameplay, but I wanted to genuinely review this game and genuinely appreciate the work that the developer has done. Once again, thanks everyone for watching. Download the game, play the game, and have a wonderful day.